This video will go over 5 steps to transferring for Virginia Community College students. And here are the 5 steps. Step 1, check out the Transfer Virginia portal, and I put the link for you there. Step 2, consider different careers and majors. Step 3, compare different four-year colleges and universities. Step 4, review guaranteed admissions and regular transfer options. And step 5, pay attention to deadlines, GPA requirements, and the application process. So when we go to transfervirginia.org, here is the actual website. It's a great website with a lot of resources. One of the things to know is that you can make an account, upload all of your credits, and see where your credits would go to our various schools in Virginia. For this video, we're just going to go under Transfer Steps, Explore Options. From there, what you'll see is a really good list of options and things that you need to consider when you're thinking about transferring. We had Explore option at the top, get advice, make decisions, create a plan, prepare to transfer, and we're glad you're here, aka you've successfully transferred to a four-year school. I'm going to scroll back up to explore your options. And so we're not going to go over everything, right? I've pulled out what I think would be important steps. So step 2 was consider different careers and majors. If you know what kind of career you want and you know what kind of major you want, you don't need to do this step. You've already figured it out. If you still need to figure that out, here's some really good resources for you. Next, explore and compare different colleges and universities. You may think, wow, that's a lot that I would have to do. And you know what they've created for you? A guidance worksheet. And so when I click that, this is a guidance worksheet. You can download it here, and it gives you a lot of different things that you could consider when comparing multiple schools. If this is something that is helpful for you, I highly recommend you download it and start working on it. We're going to go back because what they also discuss is transfer opportunities. So where I said review guaranteed admissions and regular transfer options, this gives you an opportunity to do that. Guaranteed admissions means that if you graduate from a Virginia community college with a particular GPA in a particular program, and it's dependent upon each school, you would be guaranteed admissions to any of the other four-year schools in Virginia. It's really important that you review each school for their particular requirements. But no, you still can transfer, right? You don't have to use guaranteed admissions to transfer, but it's something that you could use, right? And then the next thing that we'll go over in 1 second, we're actually going to look at a couple schools, is pay attention to the transfer deadlines, GPA requirements, and application process. And so once again, here are the 5 steps. So one of the schools I'm going to look up, because a lot of our students do transfer to ODU, which is Old Dominion University, is ODU. And so I put ODU transfer. I use Google a lot when I'm looking at different transfer websites. You could Google them, save them. So I'm going to click transfer students, and that's going to take me to ODU's transfer website, which looks like this. You're going to always look for things like contact information, which is here on the right-hand side. They also have tools to help you. You could also do a virtual tour. That's pretty cool. Right here, transfer from a Virginia community college. Click that. And what this is going to do, it is going to load so much really important information. Guaranteed admissions agreements. Every school has a different process. Some schools have things called letters of intent, right? It's a letter of intent to transfer. I'm going to click that. This letter of intent tells the school, hey, I want to transfer to your school. It doesn't mean that you are locked into anything and that you are only required to attend that school. it is just really good to give the school a heads up. And so as you can see, boom, magic. I don't know what you all did to make that happen, but thank you. Letter of intent from ODU. This is where you put your information, contact information, you have your educational background, your intended plan, right? So when you plan to enroll or transfer to ODU, they have several semesters in the future listed. And then they have at the bottom right here, and I'm going to zoom in. This is what they require as a part of you submitting this letter of intent. You have a minimum of 15 credit hours. That's pretty standard. You have a minimum GPA of 2.5. That varies between the schools, okay? And then there's other things that you're going to agree to, right? And it says it here, to an eligible transfer degree program. Okay, so be mindful of that, right? A 2.5 is mainly C's, and then maybe a couple grades higher than a C. That's what a 2.5 means. We're going to go back. The other thing to make note of, and if this is your intended transfer school, you would want to sit and review all of this information. Application checklist. Every school has some kind of checklist that they want you to do. This application checklist will go over important information and deadlines. This is their general. Right here, associate's degree, junior standing. That's going to be many of our students. You will want to read this information. Junior standing is reached upon earning and transferring at least 58 credit hours. And so it's on a case-by-case basis. And they say that here. If you have any questions, you want to always speak to your transfer school. They also have admissions to specific academic programs. You will want to read this if any of these are the programs you wish to transfer into. And next, transfer deadlines. Every school has different transfer deadlines. These are ODU's transfer deadlines. Another school that students in this particular area transfer to is Christopher Newport University, or CNU. I Googled it, I clicked it. This is their website. We were just talking about deadlines. So their deadlines are listed on the right-hand side. Their contact information is here. And something that they have that a lot of schools have, they have more information on their guaranteed admissions agreement, and they have VCCS advising supplements. They might be called transfer pathways. They might be called curriculum sheets. But many of our four-year schools have a list of classes that they want you to take. You'll also see things like course equivalencies or equivalent tables. They have this right here. They have a lot of great resources. I'm not saying you have to go to any of these schools. These are just the schools that a lot of our students transfer to. One thing about CNU is they list out what they want you to take. And so our degrees are to transfer, our transfer programs are to transfer to any school in Virginia. And so there are places where you have options. And so one of the things, for example, if you were going into their business program, you may see in your curriculum the option to take econ, right? ECO is economics, 201 or 202. And as you can see, this would fulfill one of their requirements. And so as you're planning your academics, and I highly recommend you plan out your entire program, you want to be thinking about transfer. If you can from the beginning, but if you can't, you want to be thinking as soon as possible. One more school that I'll highlight that our students often transfer to is Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU transfer, and I get their transfer center. And this is what their page looks like. And they have a lot of great resources here. And I highly recommend you check out each of the transfer schools that you're considering. Okay. Once again, you see this portal. So let's go back to it. They've listed, and I don't know if you noticed, as did ODU, they listed this portal as a very helpful step. And so if you're unsure what school you're going to go to or you want to go to, I highly recommend you check out this portal. I'm going to go back to our steps just so that you remember, right? Check out the portal, consider your options between your career, your major, and the schools. Look at guaranteed admissions and regular transfer options, and please pay attention to deadlines, GPA requirements, and the application process. As promised, 5 steps to transferring for Virginia Community College students.